Recording in progress.
Building a digital product is complex, demanding, uncertain. And that's where we come in. We're a group of creative thinkers, digital product specialists, dreamers, and team players. With over 15 years in the industry, 350 innovators, 50 awards, building over 150 digital products for our global customers. We engage in your awesome idea and help bring it to life. 99X Technology is now 99X. We're tech team players.
Hello, good morning or good evening. Welcome you all to the day one of RISEUP Industrial Talk with Entrepreneurs, the third phase of Hackathon V.0, which is conducted by IEEE Computer Society Student Branch Chapter of SLTC. As I mentioned above, this session is a part of Hackathon V.0 Game Development Bootcamp and Hackathon. we are happy to say that we had successfully completed the first chapter of Hackathon V.0 game development bootcamp, and currently we are working on the second half of this Hackathon V.0, which is the hackathon. And today is the day one of 3-day session series, which we're going to present as the third half of this project series. And on this very first day, we are going to talk on future of IT industry. And today we have Mr. Tharindra Dissanayake as our guest speaker. Mr. Tharindra Dissanayake is a computer engineering graduate from University of Peradeniya. He is the founder and CEO of Shoutout Labs, a customer messaging platform for all kinds of businesses to reach their customers via the preferred channel. He is also a founder of Square Mobile, to a startup company that mainly focus on mobile value added services for telecom operators. Sir, we warmly welcome you to the very first day of RISEUP Industrial Talks with Entrepreneurs. So what's more, let's focus on today's program. Sir, spotlight's on to you. Sir?
Yeah. Right, I'm not sure whether you can see me.
Yes, sir, we can see you, but no.
Yeah, lighting is not really good, so I'll just see me. But anyway, I'll share my slides. So
Okay, sir.
okay, great. So I will just switch off my video for this during the presentation. But if you guys ask some questions, so then I'll switch my camera back. Okay, great. So first of all, thank you for inviting me for the session today. I hope you can hear me properly. If not, please let me know. So I had a chat with Dr. 𝘚𝑘𝑎𝑑𝑣𝐴. So then we discussed actually. I will go through my story first. So I started Shoutout Labs when actually my first company, which is 𝐴 that as we mentioned, we started it when I was in the university, like you guys. So I thought my story would be somewhat inspiring for you. If you guys are planning to start up any company in the future and to do anything like any kind of initiative in the future, I think that would be helpful. So that's why actually I thought, first of all, go through my story and how we actually did this when we went to the university, and then where we are as an industry in Sri Lanka, and also what's happening. I'm not go in depth all these things, but I just want to give like a highlights of where are we now, and also what sort of opportunities that we have in this industry. So yeah, let's start. Okay, so first let's start with my story. So I entered the university in 2009. I did computer engineering, so University of Peradeniya, and for the whole story, like let's say, okay, I actually entered the University of Peradeniya, and in the first year in engineering, as an engineering student, we don't have any field to select. So we normally follow a general course in the first year, and then we actually select our specific area to follow. So I select computer engineering. So this computer engineering also, that's pretty much something interesting that I wanted to do. First of all, I didn't have any passion or any kind of like interest. I don't know anything about computer engineering or like coding, anything when I was in the school. But after school, like after A-level, when I was waiting to enter university, I did a follow course just for fun with a few friends, Java course, and I didn't have any sort of a knowledge, or I couldn't actually understand a lot of things. Like it was Greek for me, like in the early stage. But it was very interesting. Like, so I actually felt interesting about this coding and this hacking stuff after that initial step. And then after I entered to the university, I did few stuff myself, and I was just having fun with my own projects. And then in the second year, there was a competition held by Etisalat, Sri Lanka. So there was a competition. They select university. I mean, there was a program where university students can participate in this competition, build application for their Etisalat network. With that one, I developed application called word puzzle. That was my first application. I did myself. I did coding myself, and there are a lot of stuff that I actually started, like how to build a web application. These things actually something pretty interesting when I was just starting career in the computer. I mean, my hands-on experience, the computer engineering. So that was a fun experience. And then this application was somewhat success in this Etisalat, and we got I won award in this competition. And the interesting thing is actually this application, this word puzzle application led to start a company, because we made some money with this Etisalat network. So when I was in the university in 2011, I was actually making around 50,000 to 40,000, 50,000 rupees per month. So that was really big money when we were in the university. And so that also I participated in a lot of events about this entrepreneurship and all. So then actually that motivates me to start a company. So that was the first time that we started a company called Square Mobile. So that company, and we didn't have, like, I started with a bunch of my university students, and we didn't have any idea what we're going to do with this company. So we started this company, Square Mobile, and then we were focusing on, okay, whether we should build on mobile application, whether we continue building on the SMS telco application. We did few stuff, but didn't really work out. And then this word puzzle application was going continuously. We were growing in Sri Lanka, and then I got a chance to actually participate in my first international competition, like competition called 𝐴𝐵𝐿PP. There's an award ceremony, and I got a chance to go to India. And then it was like a business conference, and I didn't know about anything about how to participate in a business conference and anything, because when I was there, actually, I figured out, like, okay, people actually give business cards and all this to get introduced, but I didn't have anything that time. So that was a completely new thing for me. And then when I came back to university, and then with my bunch of friends, we started this company. And after university, only we had like 4 to 5 friends working on this company. But after university, only me and one of other batchmates stay with me to continue this, because anybody want like to take a big risk on this thing. So, but we took some risk after university, and we started right away. And at when we were actually starting in the first year, I mean, we didn't know how to make money. We don't know like whether we have enough money to actually survive this business, when our friends actually going to different jobs and making getting salaries, but still we were actually starting up this thing. That's some of the crazy things we did. So I want to show. I didn't make any fancy slides, but I just want to show you some photos. Like these are not very clear. And the first photo actually is our very first office, a very small area in Kandy. So we started in Peradeniya. We hired like a small place, like a home. And then in 2014, we came to Colombo. The third photo is our small office in Colombo. That's how we started this journey. And also, I want to mention about this word puzzle application after university. After when I was in my fourth year, I tried to bring this application to different regions. I wrote many companies in different regions, and finally there was a company in Nigeria wanted to bring this application to Nigerian market. So that was some really success that we made in Nigeria. We started then zero in Nigeria, and then after 2 years, actually, we were able to make 500,000 subscriber base in the Nigerian market, and we were making a really good revenue also through this application. That's how we things started, but we couldn't really make sustain this business model. We wanted to actually find out different stuff, so we were trying to build many other applications, but didn't really work out. But in 2016, we started the Shoutout Labs, which is the company we are running right now. So I'll come back to that, what we do at Shoutout Labs on. And then, so we actually got a lot of things apart from our product. I'll come to the product and success that they are trying to build. And apart from that, actually, we achieved certain milestones with this things. Like in 2015, I got elected as the Young Entrepreneur of the Year, which is interesting achievement that I could get. Actually, this was among 46 countries. I was selected as a finalist, so I was got a chance to actually participate the competition in Uganda, and so that was some good experience that I got, and I actually came to the 4 finalists among 46 countries. And the second one, like we actually participate a lot of trade shows and exhibitions. In Spain, we went there and presented our solutions in Barcelona, and also in Singapore, like we were actually presented our solution to different like audiences. So we got a lot of opportunities to showcase our products in the international area, and also met amazing people. And in Uganda, to US and bunch of friends, friends in different countries. I got a chance to actually participate in this a program called IVLP, which was done by the government of the United States, and they bring different entrepreneurs from different countries and have like a 3 weeks program in different areas. So I got a chance to actually study the entrepreneurship and also the startup and how they started in Africa, Uganda, and also I got a chance to actually visit US, which is the largest innovation hub, or like the startup hub in the world. So that was like mind-blowing, looking at all these things and get experience. So come back to Shoutout. So that's how we are doing right now, and kind of a journey. And then the Shoutout, we started in 2016 as a messaging platform, which help businesses to manage their customer data and send targeted messages through SMS and email messages. Then we expanded this product to different other areas like loyalty and customer data management. And then that also, like, then we actually came into the AI chatbots, which automate the two-way communication with customers and the businesses, and also manage all these conversation in a single inbox solution. All these solutions come on the customer experience platform. So we are building a customer experience platform. We are a product company. We build this customer experience platform. And we started as a SaaS business. SaaS business is a software as a service. We started as 3 co-founders, same from my batch, we are batch mates. In 2016, December, we incorporated this company. Today we have actually 20 members. We have 20 members, and also we have customers in many regions. And then we have people actually custom onboarding people in India, Nigeria, and also the US market, and like development and everything is based in Sri Lanka. And also we actually started catering to a lot of enterprise businesses as well with our platform. And I want to highlight some of the clients. I mean, maybe not really relevant for you, but just want to like show you where are we. So this massive store, we are doing the customer communication and the loyalty program, which is the largest loyalty program in these Caribbean islands. And also in Sri Lanka, we work with a lot of brands, Sri Lankan Airlines, Dilma, Vision Care, Sampath Bank, even Sri Lanka Cricket. So there are a lot of companies. And also we have presence in Nepal, Cambodia, and some of the markets like UAE, Algeria. So these are some of the clients actually we are serving in different regions. Okay, so now that's about the story and how we started as a bunch of university students and how we actually grow this company without zero knowledge, actually, without zero knowledge on business, because I didn't go to the industry, and not really much big idea about like how the things work, but we actually built from the zero. And then I just want to actually
recording stopped.
Talk about the IT industry, where I actually studying in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is actually known as a
recording in progress.
IT outsourced destination. What is outsourced destination? That means the people from, like, let's say now, different countries like Australia, US, and like developed nations, like developed countries, that they actually outsource their IT efforts to Sri Lanka. And we have very big talent pool in Sri Lanka. And so we are actually known as IT outsourced destination for a long time. And there are a lot of talent like coming out from the universities in Sri Lanka. Maybe it's not even enough for actually to cater the needs in IT industry. So I think we need more people to actually graduate from IT industry, come to the industry, because there are a lot of companies coming out, and even foreign companies are now trying to base in Sri Lanka. So that's the opportunity in this industry. It's a fast-growing industry, and there are a lot of opportunities are creating in this industry. So that's about IT outsourcing. And now actually, the people actually, that's outsourced means like a service business. And there are product companies like us. We actually doing a product. We are not taking a customer requirement and build a product, but we actually build a generalized product for which might helpful for many businesses. So there are a lot of companies now coming out in Sri Lanka to actually to build product companies like 𝑊SO. Like they're in the industry for more than a decade now. Cisco Lab, these are actually product companies, and Creately is a very interesting company, a fully SaaS product, and that means like anyone on the internet can register and use their products. So it's a very successful product. And there are a lot of other products like Broadpack, companies like starting from Sri Lanka, and then they're actually scaling to the global markets. And also there are a lot of innovations happen, like even in gaming, there are a lot of interesting stuff happening since you are doing these hackathons in gaming. And I think there are a lot of companies doing
recording stopped.
World-class gaming applications in Sri Lanka. And also like some innovations like Vega and even electric bicycle. So there are a lot of even robots. There are actually people actually launch these things in Sri Lanka. So as an IT industry, I think we are trying to do some amazing stuff. And I just want to, like, since you are university students, I think you also have to stand up and also like show these talents and support these talents. Maybe build your own stuff in this market. And so what are the actual things are now happening in Sri Lanka? You know, about this innovation about the Vega car, which is amazing thing, like how Sri Lankan engineers build an electric car from the scratch, which is something we can proud of as an industry, IT industry, and not just IT industry, like the whole like engineering stuff. And that's about the electric cars and something from this. And also there are some opportunities in, I just want to show different areas that you can touch in this industry. And IoT. So the second photo is actually a company called 𝐶𝑒nso. They are a startup from Jaffna. So these guys actually building some automations in the farming industry, and they have clients in like UAE and some of the foreign clients, which is doing really great. And they started like, I believe, like 3 to 4 years back, and now actually they are doing different stuff. These are like not, these are different different areas like IoT, and also there are companies like AI Grow and some other IoT companies actually coming in different industries. And the recently, I just put this photo on the game Nero. And also there are a lot of other companies actually building world-class gaming in Sri Lanka. I think there are a lot more new stuff will be coming soon in this area. So that's also a different area that you can think of. And also, because these are not typical, when you actually come to when you're thinking about the IT industry and software, mostly you think about like coding and software development, but there are also other areas, like interesting areas that we can think of. And also this company called Magicbit, this is also like an IoT company. They started a product for children, is a STEM education. Basically, even a small child can actually build automation by just using this Magicbit device. It's like a small circuit kind of thing. Like, so you can do a few automations with this application. So they launched a few months back, and they did a great Kickstarter program. So Kickstarter is a site where you can actually launch your product and get it's like a bunch of you can actually target an international audience, and they might actually, if they are interested about this new product, they might actually come and buy your product. So they, I heard, like they made like 50,000 rupees worth of devices sent to the 30 different countries. So that's amazing achievements.
Recording in progress.
And where we are, like, I mean, we actually categorize into this SaaS business, so software as a service. I said about like the companies in Sri Lanka, mostly the companies are like service-based companies. These are providing IT services to companies, in local companies and also the foreign companies, many foreign companies. They bring a lot of foreign income to Sri Lanka as well. And how we can actually grow this industry, and if we can really make a big impact to this country, bringing foreign income, I think we have to focus more on these product companies. What I showed you, like there are different industries that I showed you, and also software as a service. These are product companies where we sell a software to different other companies. Like as an example, I showed you Creately, which is a diagram tool. They have around 2 million users using their product in different other countries. So these are like SaaS business. There are very handful SaaS businesses in Sri Lanka. I think that's also industry in the like different area that you can think of in the IT industry. So now, now actually I was talking about these different startups, and the motivation you can also take is like there are a lot of I believe in this group. I mean, in your audience, I believe some of you want to actually start your own companies, take your risk, and maybe you have like big dream to build this game, build this product. So I think there are a lot of other guys also in Sri Lanka doing that. So take that risk and do that. And also maybe there are other people like in this audience want to find out where you can find your opportunities in IT industry. Maybe not you, all of you want to start a company or do a thing, but maybe you want to find out what I can do in this IT industry. So as you are students, maybe you are not really aware about what is in this IT industry. Maybe you might think is all about software development. No, software development is one part of this. That's like maybe everyone is not very passionate about coding. Some people actually like this in the IT industry, but not really want to do coding. So I want to show, like, touch base some of the different areas that you can think of when you actually come to the IT industry. The majority of you come out as a software engineer. So this is what you can actually achieve as a software engineer in this industry. So you can simply come to the industry as a software engineer where you would like to do coding. And then you can, over the time, over the years, that you can actually expand where you want to go. There are areas like you can go into a managerial track, and also you can actually go into a technical track. That means you will start with the software engineer, then you're going to senior software engineer, then tech lead, and then you might go to a software architect and probably leading a technical side of a company. So that's if you're going in a technical track. Also, you can actually go in the team, like manager positions, like you manage IT teams, like go into a position like CTO at the end of the day. So these are the areas that you can actually think of in as a software engineer when you're going to the market, when you're going to the industry. And other areas like, so if you're not really interested about software development, what else you can do in this industry is what maybe you're thinking of. So I just put some of the other other job roles in this industry. So if you're really passionate about, let's say you're passionate about design, so you can actually excel your knowledge or your skill set on UI UX engineering. That means how you can build a better user experience, better user interface. So these are some of the opportunities you have if you're a designer, if you're really interested about this, building, creating the product interfaces, then you can think of UI UX engineering. And product designing, like wireframing and how to like take a requirement of a customer and how to design a product. Business business analyst. So business analyst, if you are not really want to actually continue a job like your expertise in software engineering, you can really think of like a business analyst. That means like talking to the customers and gather their requirements. So these like analyze these requirements and build the scope of works and all these things, and then work with the technical team to build these things. So these are also some of the areas that you can look at. And even if you are really passionate about writing, technical writing, these are also some of the areas that you can think of. And even quality assurance engineering. So there are areas like you can join as quality assurance. So once the products are built, so these are need to be rechecked, need to be check the quality of this product. So then there are opportunities in that area. Even the product management and the project manager, these are two different areas. But in Sri Lanka, since we have most of the business in service industry, so you might heard about the project management. That is managing end-to-end product from initiating stages to the delivery to a customer. That's mostly in the service industry. And the product management is like, if you are joining a product company, then there are areas that you can actually look at how to manage this product roadmap, how to work with the technical teams, and how you can gather the requirements and then design your product roadmap and help technical team to deliver that product roadmap. And even marketing and sales. Some of you are maybe really passionate about the business side of it, marketing and sales side. And there are a lot of opportunities, especially in the product companies. As I said, since there are a lot of product companies now coming out in Sri Lanka. So I think there will be a lot of job opportunities will be created in this area as well. Marketing and sales also will be growing in this IT industry. Marketing also has a lot of different other areas. It can be digital marketing, it can be SEO, analysis, and also content creation, even sales, like these products need to be sold out, sell out in other countries, and for the customers or the sales roles, also some of the areas will be coming handy in this market, in this industry. Okay, so that's what I want to actually show it to you. The opportunities in this industry, very basic way, because I think you can think of what you're going to do after you, after you graduate. Maybe you might have some doubts on whether I can go, whether what should I do, and what is my passion and all. And since I also I took risk on when I was in the university and started this company. So I just want to actually talk a little more about that as well. Like if you really want to start a company and doing a project, I think university is the best time to do that also, because I started when I was in the university, and that's a time that you have a lot of energy to do things and you don't have much of outside problems. Let's say now if you go to the industry and once you comfortable with doing a job, it's really hard to get back to start a company, and you might have a lot of other responsibilities, and even if you get married after some time, then it might be really hard to go back to actually start a company. And the opportunity that you have in the university, you can actually you can get a lot of other support even from your university staff and your friends. You can find some talented students among your peers, and then you can actually do some really big things. And even the experience, even if you can't succeed with the product at the first time, but the experience you're gathering, then you can actually take the next step very strongly. So that's what I want to actually tell you. And if you have any questions, I would really love to answer them as well. Right. Yeah. So that's about my presentation. Anything else that you want to clarify or ask any questions? I would love to answer them.
Hello. Hi, Tarindu.
Hi, sir. Hi.
Hi. First of all, thank you very much for accepting our invitation. So I actually have a follow-up question on what you mentioned about companies starting, like startup companies and so on. So when you start a company and let's say you have a product idea and you want to develop this product and take it to the market, right? And then you have other companies where you rely on providing services to say well-established companies. Right. So can you explain the difference of these two, and what do you recommend for a startup? Is it a mix of two, or should you always focus on products, or should you focus on services as well? Or should that be a mix? What's your opinion?
Right. Okay. First of all, I'll give a the definition of these two companies. Like as I said, like for all of you to get understand. So there are, as I say, there are like two type of companies. Like one is like service companies, another one is a product companies. The different is like service companies are actually providing basically human talents, like our talents as a service to a third party, to a customer. That means customer is coming they are looking for IT talents, like talents from a company, and we provide this talent as a service to a company. So then we are basically selling our our service to these companies. Like there are a lot of big companies in Sri Lanka also, like 𝑉𝐻 and even 99X. So these are some of the big companies in this industry in Sri Lanka, who provide the service to the companies. And there are product companies. The product companies are basically, they are building a product which can be beneficial for a specific customer group. Let's say companies like Creately, which is based in Sri Lanka, and also our company Shoutout. So we are actually focusing on building up our own product. So we are not actually tie up with a specific requirement from a customer, and we take a customer segment and we focus on the problem that they have, this specific customer segment has, and then we build a product around that. So these are the two different areas. Now, coming back to the questions like where we should focus. Okay, that question is also really depends. And when we actually start, we really focused on doing a product, and we didn't do any service kind of business. That's why we sometimes it's very risky also, because if the product doesn't get succeed, and we all get, we lose the motivation, and then probably we might be driving into a failure. And a lot of I've seen companies actually. Okay, the first thing is like when you're doing a product, how you can actually fund, because product can't make money from the day one, because it takes time to make money from a product. So then what happened is, like, especially in our context, like we don't have a lot of fundings to fuel these product companies. That's the main reason I think we can't really start product companies also. So then you need to find a funding source to drive if you're doing only a product company, or else you have to do your you have to take the risk and you have to bootstrap this company from the zero. But there are companies, let's say the market like US, they invest on these product companies, then they can use this funding like third-party investor and build the company. But it also now day one, investor might not come to you and invest on the day one. So you have to show some traction, the product, to get an investment. But that's a way, even if you're only focusing on a product and go in that road. And then there are companies, there are some companies in Sri Lanka also, they also succeed on, they do the service also. Then what they do is like they do service company, like they provide a service and get finance from this service business. So that makes money to the company, because through the service business, they finance the company. And then they're building a team separately to build their own products. So that's actually fund from their revenue they generate through the service business. So that's also a good model, especially in Sri Lanka, because there are a lot of opportunities that you can find in the service industry, because a lot of foreign companies come to Sri Lanka and these markets to find the talent. So you can actually sell this as a service, start as a service business, and separately you can actually build your product roadmap, product path. I think for a Sri Lankan company, I think that's a good path also. So I would suggest you can start as a mix of both service and product. And also, if you really want to do a product and if you don't want to focus on any service, then you should take the risk. Maybe you can start bootstrapping. That means start from the zero, and maybe you don't need to take any, you can't take any money for a certain time. And maybe you need to have a dedicated co-founders to take that risk as well, because you need different expertise. But at some point, if you get succeed, if you can show some traction, then go to investors and raise funding to build that product to the next level. So yeah, that's what I can actually say about that question. Did I answer? So
yeah. Thanks, Tarin. I think yeah. So product companies and then doing services is something that you see very often these days, right? But you guys, you didn't go for services, right? You were always focused on building your own product, right?
yeah.
Was it because I think I remember you started very early, right? While you were in the uni itself. Can that be one of the reasons why you just focused on the product, because you didn't have that sort of, the pressure that others might have?
Yeah, that also, I think, that's also a reason, because we didn't have a lot of needs on ourselves. So we actually put a lot of effort to build a product. And also we had one of my other co-founders also, like we wanted to build this like a product company out of it. And so we didn't really focus on service business. Also service is, as I said, it's not easy. Also it's like a stressful thing, because you really need to meet deadlines and so it's a deadline is like, because there are some when you come to the service delivery, it's a different thing. So we just wanted to actually didn't want to actually focus on that. So that's one of the reasons. Is like, as I said, like we started very early stage, so we had time to actually focus more on the product rather than finance from a service business.
Yeah. Tarin, so last question that I have from you, actually not really a question, but just want to get your comment on this now. Say one of the problems that we see as Sri Lankans, we are always sort of very comfortable in consuming, right? We always think about, bringing something from US, and we always think of that as, being superior. That example of a good mango, we call it a ratamba, right? Never the Sri Lankan number. So that mentality. So how does it apply to the software industry? How do we compare with the rest of the world?
Okay. Well, I didn't see really a big challenge on, like, let's say now, like, let's say now, if a company is like categorized as being a Sri Lankan product company over a foreign company, I didn't actually see a big challenge on that, because even come to the pricing also, even if a company actually go to a foreign company like US company, it might be expensive as well. And I think in the same, but when we actually go into a foreign market, let's say now we sell our product in the foreign markets, that might be there might be some challenges, not specifically being a Sri Lankan company, but also like providing like support and like catering to their sentiment is somewhat challenging, but that I think we can actually overcome that. But yeah, so when you actually come to the selling our product in the foreign market, there are different set of actually challenges. But specifically, I haven't seen the challenge being a Sri Lankan company. It's hard to sell in Sri Lanka, but I think it's quite okay in Sri Lanka.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, even your company has a huge overseas presence, right? I think most of your customer base is outside of Sri Lanka, if I know what you're doing correctly.
Yes, yes. Like now, actually, we serve a lot of customers outside Sri Lanka.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the areas that we should focus as a nation, right? Say our foreign income. So this is a good area where we can sell our products to the outside world and bring some foreign exchange. So I think
definitely. Yeah, because I just want to give some insights on that also. Like I think we are trying to bring like to achieve like 5 billion in IT industry. I think we are now third or fifth when come to the as an foreign income, because our biggest foreign income is actually coming from these the foreign workers in different regions, like mostly the Middle East. But as an see, IT industry is growing. All other countries, like even US, is like one of the, I think it's the one kind of biggest income, like GDP on bringer for their company, like Uber, Airbnb, like big companies like Facebook. So I think 5 billion also very small target, for a IT industry. The challenge, I think, why we can't actually go for a big GDP income to Sri Lanka, because we are rely a lot of on still service business. So that's why you guys, everyone should come out, build some world-class product in from Sri Lanka. Like game, it can be a service product, can be IoT. So a lot of things that you can do in this industry. And also after this, the post-pandemic, like after this COVID situation, I think this whole global market is very accessible. I feel like after when we try to sell a product uh, 1 or 2 years back, it's not really easy. But now after this post-pandemic era, it's really easy to get a meeting. It's really easy to talk to the people virtually. I think that brings a lot of opportunities for every IT company. So focus on, if you're really interested about building a IT product, focus on doing some product, and there are big opportunity, and it's easy to go outside Sri Lanka now. So if you give a try, I think you can definitely do that.
Thanks, Tarun.
Okay. If you have any other questions.
I think so. That's it. Am I right?
සිංහලනොත් ඇහුවත් කවන්න ප්‍රශ්නයක්.
If you have any questions, you can make it.
I have a smaller one. If we develop a product at a small group as a startup, how are we going to market it as a successful way?
Okay, so that's actually wide. It's a kind of wide question. Let's say it depends on your product and what you're trying to build. But I'll give some insight. So first of all, what you have to do is okay, so you have to build an MVP. That means minimal viable product. So you start in a very small product, or even it can be a concept, it can be a slide deck even, and try to find with your network who can you actually sell this product, or maybe potential, not really sell, or who can be a potential buyer for your product. So you start from there, and then try to validate first whether you are building something valuable. So after that, you can actually come up with the product, and even if you can sell your product in the very, at least for a minimal cost in this MVP stage, then your product is getting validated. So that's a good thing. So one of the biggest, even for us actually, very early stage, what we did, a mistake is because we are like software engineers and we are coders and we are really passionate about building something. And but at the end of the day, when you're going to the market, we are building something nobody wants. So that's why if you can start with a very minimal product, go to the your initial network and try to find out some customers. So that's the initial starting point. After that, we call it like low-hanging fruits. That means if you can find out beyond your network, maybe through your friends or some of other friends' network, even from your existing yearly customers, try to ask them to recommend some other customers. So likewise, you can at least try to build, let's say, 10 to 20 customers in this way with your initial network. So after that, actually, you can think about how you can grow this to a wider group of people, group of customers. So that really depends on your product. Let's say for a company like SaaS business, then you can actually focus on even like building content and SEO. So these are some of the areas that we focus on as a SaaS business. Even if you, let's say you build some tangible products like IoT products, then you can even look at some sites that you can actually sell your product like Kickstarter. I show you this Magicbit has done a really amazing product launch on Kickstarter. So likewise, there are some sources that you can use to attract the early customers. So that's what I can give you answer in a general way. After that, actually, it can be very specific to the product, and sometimes you can do trial and errors in different ways and find out what's the exact marketing method that you should follow.
Okay, so thank you very much.
So there is questions in the chat box also. Can I tell it to you, sir?
Sorry, can you repeat?
So there are questions in the chat box also.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't see that.
I will tell. Oh, there is a question. So what is the difference between software engineering and software developing? One is asking.
Pretty much same. Okay, I think probably like I don't see actually different. Maybe it's like a different terms, right? I mean, it's software engineering anyway. Like we architect a product and then we build the product. Because software engineering might cover the like whole spectrum, like building a product architecture and develop the product, so whole thing. But software development might be like only that building part, like coding part. I what I see, but maybe different thing.
There is another question, sir. If we can't use to develop the business with what we have to do, if we can't use to develop the business with social media.
That means if your product cannot be promoted on social media, is that correct?
I guess it is the question.
Yeah, sometimes social media is not actually the only way that you can promote a business. Yeah, social media is a good way, like for certain businesses, mostly the consumer businesses, because like all are like on social media on different mediums. So social media is a good channel to promote. And even there are a lot of other channels that you can promote your business. Like as I said, like different marketplaces, like even if you're doing a tangible product, it can be different marketplaces. And even if you're doing a software product, it can be building content in different channels. It can be a blog, it can be answering Quora questions, it can be answer Stack Flow. Even if you're, let's say now you are developing a product for developers, then it can be answering questions on Stack Overflow, build your audience, build your network, build your community. So there are a lot of things that you can do. Even I think gaming, there are specific gaming marketplaces that you can promote your games. I don't have a really understanding, like big understanding about the gaming, but there are various things that you can do to promote your business that is also very specific to what you are building.
Thank you, sir. And there is another question. He's asking, is there any resources or books you would recommend on this topic?
Okay, I think one of the best books that anyone can refer is Lean Startup, because Lean Startup is a good book, and also 0 to 1 is a good book to refer. I would suggest everyone to actually look for read for Lean Startup, because Lean Startup actually help you especially for an early stage entrepreneur to how to build it from zero. Because we actually, when we have come to the first time entrepreneurs, we do actually a lot of unnecessary things, and we spend money on unnecessary things, and what happened is, at the end of the day, we are not validating our business and we are driving to a failure. Because the software, there's a risk also in the software, like product business, like the stats is like only one out of 10 startups are actually going to make it. So you have to really, if you can really focus on Lean Startup concept as a concept, that's a really good. Even if you're not reading the book, just Google search on Lean Startup Canvas, and try to read some blog posts or videos and try to understand how you can build or validate a product. Yeah, that's I think the book actually I can recommend to you.
Thank you, sir. And there is one last question. So according to your opinion, what are the skills that we will be need as students to be successful in IT industry?
Okay, different things. I would say the first would be like your interest on this, what you're doing. And when it comes to actually the freshers to this industry, how you can actually grow yourself is like you need to you need to actually ask questions, and you need to clarify things, and you need to really contribute to the company. Like if you're going to a whatever, like even if you are going a service company or product company, whatever the product you do, learn yourself, because there's no one to actually for you to teach from the everything that when you're coming to the industry, because everyone is busy with their own work. So first thing is like you have to learn yourself, and but to learn yourself, I mean things, you have to be very passionate about, or you have to be interested about that particular area, and then probably engage with the teams and ask questions and clarify things. Once you clarified and when you're clear about what you're going to do, then actually you can go long way in the industry. But there are other things that you have to think about, personal development. But I think first of all, like is learn things by yourself and engage with the people in the company. That's something everyone likes actually from a fresher.
And there is another question. I think, what are the challenges you met during your startup, and your advices to newcomers to handle those challenges in a proper way? I think I was asking the challenges you met.
Okay, good. First challenge, I mean, first the bad. I mean, I would say like, what are the bad things that we did? First thing is like early days, like financing. That means not like funding the business, but where to spend money, and also record every thing you are doing at the business. Even you are starting at university stage, you are doing your first line of coding or first line of thing to build your product. From the day one, try to record your expenses. If you are getting any income, then try to record everything, because most of the businesses, for myself also, like in the early stage, we didn't figure out like where the money is going out and from where actually money is coming in. And then we don't know whether it's a profitable business, whether it's actually going to bankrupt. So I think first thing you have to focus on doing a business like software product is like coding is actually maybe not the first thing that comes, maybe the last thing. So think about like financing, how you're gonna finance, and then validate the product. Because if you're not doing worth, like something worth to the customers, then you can't build a business out of it. So you have to find out customers, and you have to find out customers, then you have to build something worth. That means somebody comes and pay to you. So first thing, when you're an early stage entrepreneur, you have to validate your business idea. So you have to find out your early stage customers and validate your business. So once you have that, these things like validation, once you validate the business, then the come to the even team building. Yeah, it's also something you can focus on. First thing is like before build a team, you have to find your co-founders. That means if you are if you're a single founder, I would recommend actually to find at least one co-founder, then with a different skill set. So that would help you to actually build your startup with a good combination, good debates. So I think that's something that you look at before build a team. You have to build your founding team, and after that, you can actually find. You need to find.
I think
Good talent, so this is a different area. And after that, since Yasuf doesn't actually. Hello. Can you hear me?
yes, sir. There was some connection problem. Now it's okay, sir.
Okay, sorry. So I was talking about this team building first. Like first, we had to actually focus on building the founding team. Then building a second tier team, we had to focus on building founding team. And then since you asked about the fundraising also comes actually once you have a traction. The traction means at least you have a few customers, some use cases, because nowadays investors don't come and put their money to a non-validated business. So they actually want to see how you can grow your business, what is your existing traction. So these are, we call it like angel investors, the early stage investors. So they actually like ask a lot of questions, and they take a lot of they evaluate a lot of things to fund companies, especially in Sri Lanka, because we don't have a lot of angel investors here. We have very few. So then yeah, so you have to have some sort of traction to find investors, and also time management. That's also like a wide area. I would say, especially when you're actually doing a early stage company, probably you have to focus really. I mean, put a lot of time on succeeding the business and validating the business. So management is like you have to actually think about what activities that you have to do first to validate the business, and then manage your time accordingly, like prioritize things. But there's no specific time. I mean, definitely you have to do a lot of work to you have to spend a lot of your time to validate your business. Okay. Yeah. Is there any other questions?
Yes, I think I guess he got the answer with that explanation, and so with that, I believe this is the end of the first day of this session, because due to the we have to deal with the very limited time frame, so we have to end the Q&A session. Thank you very much, sir. Honestly, I have to say it was an amazing session, and with that, we like to show our appreciation for the support and dedication you had shown us in making today's session a success. So the organizing committee of Hackathon V.0 would like to offer you a virtual token of appreciation. So please accept it.
Cool. Okay, thank you very much. And so thank you very much for actually inviting me. It was a good conversation, good questions. Yeah, so if you have any questions in the future, and if you want to if you need any support, you can actually find me on LinkedIn, the same name, so you can reach out to me. Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
so much, and also thank you very much, Dr. Kadu sir, to give me the opportunity to talk to you guys.
Thank you again, sir. And we wish you all the very best in your future works. And moving on, I have some special reminders to make. Tomorrow is our second day of this third phase of Hackathon V.0 RISEUP session. And it will coming to you as a panel discussion of startups in IT industry. And our guest speakers on the today's session will be Mr. Buddhishan Manamperi, Managing Director at F-Code Labs and former co-founder at Oliver Scripts, and Mr. Miller Alexander, co-member of SANSMATE IoT Intelligence, work as a climate ambassador for the World Bank Group, and Mr. 𝐷𝐪𝐿 𝐵𝐵𝐺𝐾𝐫, Director of Startups and Businesses, Ecosystems Innovation at ULEAD, and Mr. Migara Amithodana, co-founder of Magicbit Private Limited, Regional Manager at Sri Lanka Telecom, Ratmalana. And for the startup day 3, we will discuss on game development industry and its startups. The guest speakers will be Mr. Yasis Sirisena, founder and the CEO of Prodigy Interactive, and Mr. Ravindra Kure, co-founder and head and game director at RAM Studios. So I warmly welcome you all to those sessions also. And with that announcement, we have coming to the end of this session, hoping to meet you all on tomorrow's session. With that hope, we have to wrap up this session. And thank you all for coming today, and good night all.
Thank you.